On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes. Ooh.
Cracking open a cold DC over here.
Crack open a cold one and come hang out with us.
Hey, are you interested in podcasts?
And death?
We've got the show for you, baby.
We do.
It's Obituary, the podcast coming into your homes, your cars, wherever you are listening. Yeah. We're here. Mm-hmm. We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere, and we just want to hang out with you.
Yeah, we do. And it's just, we feel like we're always making the effort to come to you.
Yeah, so we would just like if you could talk back to us.
Yeah, it's like we're always talking, and we just don't want you to get the wrong impression, because we also want to hear about you. We
do. We really do. Luckily, we do get a lot of emails from you.
We do.
We love them.
Uh-huh. Are you just... You could do the email first.
Oh!
I mean, we could switch things up. That's a pretty good transition.
Why not?
Do it.
Okay. All right. Hello, friends. I was listening to this week's episode, and Spencer was talking about grave sites being washed away after hurricanes.
Yes, I was.
I live in Naples, Florida, and rode out Hurricane Ian with my family.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
That was a terrible one.
Intense.
One of my biggest fears after the storm was finding bodies or parts washed up on the beach. My friends, family, and I are avid shellers, and you can find us almost every weekend or any spare time for that matter, combing the beaches in Southwest Florida.
Which, by the way, we were just talking about getting metal detectors. You texted me.
I would love to get one because I know that there is shit buried.
Oh, yeah.
What if we took them to that old cemetery by us? Is that
We'd start digging up bodies?
Oh, God. Okay. It's been 16 months since the storm, and most of these irrational fears of finding bodies have long since disappeared. That's a real fear that I would never think of having.
Yeah.
I could not even imagine. Until Valentine's Day, my friend was beach combing in one of her favorite spots on an island nearby and picked up what she thought was a whalebone, threw it in her shell bag, and didn't give it a second thought until she got home and started her show and shell, like show and tell, but with shells. She calls me on FaceTime and proceeds to show me a human jawbone. I was very intrigued because this beach has fine-combed several of my interests: shelling, true crime, obituary, etc. She is now working closely with the local authorities to try and identify the person and be able to return them to their families. We compete for best find, and now if we don't make the news, we don't make the cut.
Oh.
Just found it crazy that it connected with Spencer's coffin spin
this
week. Really crazy. I also attached the news article for your viewing and reading pleasure. Love you both so much. You have helped me through some very challenging situations around death this past year.
Aww.
Allison. Yes, you can use my name.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Finding a jaw is crazy.
Crazy. And most likely it's probably connected to Hurricane Ian, I would assume, but maybe it's,
Honey, my jaw was on the floor.
Honey, God.
Crazy.
Really crazy.
Speaking of crazy things.
Oh, okay. I wanted to bring this up. You were about to tell me something yesterday, like 2 or 3 times, and you kept stopping yourself.
What was I going to tell you?
I don't know. You kept...
Oh, it was a funny story. So yesterday I get this text from this random number that I do not have saved in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically, it says like, hey, Spencer, and it's someone that used to work with my sister a really long time ago at a restaurant. So like very long time ago.
Okay.
And was asking if I knew anyone or or if I could foster these dogs. And I was just kind of like, this is so random because I have no idea who this person is. And they sent like 17 pictures of dogs with different people,
God.
which is so, cute. Cute. And obviously, I love animals, would love to help. But I didn't know who this person was. And I was on the phone with my sister and I was like, hey, so-and-so. And she's like, who? And I sent her a picture of the lady posing with one of the dogs. And she's like, I don't know that woman. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I've never seen that lady. Maybe scroll through the other pictures. And then there's a picture of another lady. And I'm like, what about her? And she's like, oh, yeah, I used to work with her.
Oh, okay.
But I screenshotted this picture to send it to Olivia to find out who it was. And I sent it to the lady.
I want this one.
Not only did I not respond, but I just sent the lady this picture of herself with the dog back. And then I unsent it and didn't say anything else. But I didn't realize you can see when it says someone unsent a message. And I don't know. It was just like a funny text.
Were they like, do you want this dog? Or
No, I blocked the number because then I got nervous. Then I got nervous.
Well, I hope that those dogs find a home.
I did it the other day, too. Okay, you know how I told you guys the Valentine's Day story? Mm-hmm. Well, initially, when my friend Sophia was late, I was annoyed at first. So I texted Madison. Sophia was supposed to be here at, this time. And it's already blah, blah, blah. And then I sent that to Sophia's phone.
God. That is the worst feeling.
I edited the text because you can edit a text. And
and she's going to know that you edited it.
And I changed it to say Sophia, you were supposed to be here. I just, see, this is why I hate texting though. And I'll fucking die on that hill. Texting sucks. I hate it. Any bad communication in my life has happened because of text messaging. Mm-hmm. I just don't fucking like it.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's why? There's no fucking reason. It's an open-ended conversation. It never ends. I love a phone call because you hang up and it's done.
You're done.
There's no follow-up. There's no room for questions. Yeah. It's goodbye.
I'm the worst texter. Of all time.
I wouldn't even know that. I wouldn't know that about you because
we don't really text.
Well, speaking, I text your family.
Oh, you do?
I was laughing last night because Madison tried to tell me something, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in that group chat," and it's literally her siblings, and that's it. And I was like, "She's
it's like my siblings, Cisco, and then maybe some of their siblings, cousins."
Yeah.
What?
I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm in that.
I love it.
I'm in several of your families.
Well, they love you so much.
Well, I love them. They're like my family, but I love that. Speaking of family, I was just in Palm Springs with my family. It was so nice.
Mm-hmm. You had a little cold.
I did. But you know what? It's going around right now. Yeah. It was the most minute cold of my life. Uh-huh. I was able to, it was one of those ones where you would still go to work, right?
Right.
It was very minuscule.
A little Dayquil, you're good.
Yeah, I'm riding. So we went they have a zoo in Palm Springs called the Living Desert.
Okay, I don't know.
It's really cool. They have lots of different animals there.
Wait, is that where Olivia was wearing the Geoff hat?
Yes.
Oh, she looked so cute.
I know, people kept DMing me. They were like, where did she get that hat? And I'm like, from us. Well, so I'll plug that right now, wonderyshop.com/obituary. And we have the cute Geoff hats. But I was in Palm Springs and it was really fun. But yeah, I had a cold and I feel kind of held back by a cold. Mm-hmm. But it was really nice weather in Palm Springs, and I got home, and it was raining and gray here, and it was kind of perfect. I was like, I need this day to just be sick and feel cozy. And
good day to be sick.
It was a good kind of cold.
And then when you're like that, I'm like, ooh, can I be like that too?
Yeah, we did kind of have a lazy day together. But I was telling my barber today, Fabi, who I just love, I was getting my hair cut, and I was telling her, I was like, oh yeah, I had a cold last week. I don't know why we were talking about it. And she's like, I just saw a TikTok and it was someone talking about how there's a mysterious virus going around. And I was like, I saw that same shit too. And that shit pisses me off because it was someone why is nobody talking about how there's a mysterious virus? And someone's like, I had it for 3 days in December. I had a runny nose and no COVID. I had it's
did we all cold?
Yeah, did we all fucking forget that you can have a regular cold or flu? Get over it.
God.
It's so annoying. I'm like, come on. That's the thing that pisses me off is people are always on there trying to fucking be like, why is nobody talking? Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. That's why it has so many interactions, because everyone's fucking talking about it.
And everyone's fine.
Yeah, we're all fine.
Okay. Viruses happen. Bacteria happen.
Colds happen. That's my fucking gripe.
Okay.
But while I had downtime, because I'm not a big TV watcher, like I'm not a big show watcher.
Yeah.
I started watching The Tourist, and I'm trying to get you on it right now. I've gotten 2 other friends on it. The Tourist, you guys, so good. That Jamie Dornan guy or whatever is in it, and he's so fucking hot in it. He's just like a hunk. And it's good. Not a lot of shows capture my attention, but that one's got me.
Okay.
I'm in it.
All weekend, I was on the new season of Love is Blind.
That is huge. I see so many people talking about it. People love it.
I've seen every season. 1 week, Cisco was gone, and I think you were gone also. So I literally was like just at home and couldn't talk to anybody. And so I sat and watched every season of Love is Blind, and season 6 just came out, but there's so much talk around it right now because...
Is it because the girl said she looks like Megan Fox?
Yes. And it is so cringy. She's really pretty, and I actually see it. I see it in her eyes. But, okay, nobody is talking about... like what you just said, but nobody is talking about that she said to this guy, the whole experiment is supposed to be not seeing each other. Right? And you fall in love with the person, not the way they look. So the fact that they're even talking about looks is a no-no. But she acted very coy and was very much like, oh, do you ever get like a celebrity doppelganger? And he's like, yeah, I do. And she's like, yeah, so do I. Like, I always get this one, and it's like MGK's wife or maybe girlfriend. I'm like, okay, first of all, you know who Megan Fox is.
Yeah.
Second of all, and I know this because when I was like 16, I would dye my hair dark because I wanted to fucking look like Megan Fox. Never achieved that. But she has a tattoo on her back, on like her scapula or whatever.
Who does?
Megan Fox. And it's like this cursive writing. And I remember I know like a couple girls who got the same kind of writing, and it's like a quote because it was like a thing. And she has the same thing.
Oh, so
and nobody's talking about it.
We're fucking here to talk about it.
I
start the tweets, start the posting. Someone make a TikTok with Mattio's audio. Yeah, that's what we call Madison now. Mattio's audio. Please make a TikTok of this.
I feel bad for her because she's getting so much shit.
Well, I think here's the thing. I saw her and I was like, oh, she's pretty. She actually looks
really
like
pretty.
one of my friends.
I see it in her eyes too. I think she has like Megan
She's
Fox
not.
eyes.
She doesn't look like Megan Fox.
Here's the thing. Megan Fox is one of those people that if you say you look like them, you better fucking look like
deliver.
them.
Okay.
Because she is regarded as this big sex symbol, you know?
Are you ever told you look like anyone?
No.
I think you do get told.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Kelly Clarkson!
I told you looked like Topanga the other day.
Oh, you know what? I've gotten that before. Recently, I've been getting Kelly Clarkson, and shout out to Kelly Clarkson. Do you get anybody?
The guy from Princess Bride.
Oh, duh.
Leslie.
Yes, absolutely.
I get that one the most. No one else really a lot. But it is the worst when people tell you, oh, you look like my friend, or you look like whatever, and then they show you, and it's like...
Remember we were out, and it was one of your friends who I had just met, and they were like, you remind me so much of this girl. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you pulled her up, and it was like, what the fuck? I was like,
bro, what?
Are you talking about me? But I'm in denial about how I look sometimes. Like,
we all are. We all have
today. Things look better in the mirror sometimes, and then I'll see a picture or like see the back of me, and I'm like, honey, who is that?
Keep channeling Billie Eilish today with those baggy pants.
Oh, yeah. They're comfy, though.
I love it.
Old Navy, give me a sponsor.
We were just talking about because that Beyonce song, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
I told you it sounds like an Old Navy commercial to me.
And that's why I like it.
I think if I could picture people jumping around in a commercial happy, I'm like, I don't like it.
Oh, no.
I don't want that in my life. Oh, God. Okay, I sound like an asshole. And speaking of, I'm going to get into some. It says, am I the asshole for refusing to buy back a family heirloom?
Okay, let's hear it.
My brother Jason died 3 years ago. His widow, Lori, refused to return a necklace he had given to her, which had belonged to my great-grandmother. The necklace wasn't expensive or really worth anything except sentimental value, and we had wanted it to stay in the family. Jason and Lori didn't have any children that the necklace would be passed down to. Nevertheless, Lori refused to give it back. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I get a message on social media from Lori asking to meet. She comes over to my house and explains that she's had a very hard time since Jason's death and now is in a significant amount of debt, which they were in even when he was alive. She says that she would be willing to sell my great-grandmother's necklace to me for $1,000.
Oh my God. The nerve of people.
The necklace, if an appraiser ever had a look, would say it's worth about $150. I told Lori she was out of her mind to come and attempt to extort money out of me with a piece of my family history, among other things that were not as child-friendly, and eventually she left. My mom is pretty angry that I didn't buy back the necklace. She says I should have at least tried to negotiate with Lori and that standing on principle was stupid. My dad, the necklace came from his side of the family, agrees with me. The thing is, I made peace with not having the necklace. I have something to remember that particular piece of family history, a ring from the same jewelry set, and as shitty as I found it that Lori wouldn't return it, it felt even more slimy that she held it ransom all these years. The thought of her profiting from what I consider a misdeed in the first place doesn't sit right with me. However, my aunts have now heard about it and are on my mom's side, so I'm wondering if I made a bad decision. Am I the asshole?
My initial response is fuck that lady and stand on principle.
Agreed.
You know what? If it were a different type of thing, if it were something that was really, really sentimental.
Like a wedding ring?
Yeah, and the fact that it comes from her dad's side of the family and her dad is on her side, I would say you are not the asshole. Lori's the asshole. Fuck her.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel like it would just have bad juju anyway. Like being held ransom by someone that awful.
Please. Go fuck yourself.
People are nasty sometimes.
Okay, well now listen to this one. It says, am I the asshole for refusing to share my inheritance with the rest of my family?
Oh no.
I, female, recently turned 18 and received a sizable inheritance worth around $700,000 from my paternal grandparents, being their only living descendant. This includes a 4-bedroom house in Boston, as well as a small 2-bedroom vacation house in California. Now, she later edited to clarify that she got $700,000 plus those 2 properties.
Okay.
So that's a decent, inheritance. Mm-hmm. Several years ago, my mom, 38, married my stepdad, 50, who had 4 kids, 17, 14, and 10 from his previous marriage. And they had an additional 2 children, 7 and 5, together. We also have my step-nephew, 1 month old, living with us. My stepdad used to be a construction worker while my mom was a homeowner, and although they still worried about money, we lived in a decent house and had a regular working-class upbringing. That said, I didn't get along well with my step-family. My stepdad hated the fact that I wasn't related to him by blood, and he constantly ostracized me for being mixed race. I'm half Colombian from my dad's side. I only got a 2-pound allowance per week, even though I had to pay for public transport. I had to share a room, but he turned the sunroom into a bedroom specifically for my younger sister, and he wouldn't allow me to try out for a scholarship for a private school, even though I could have easily passed because it would be unfair to my siblings. Around 2 years ago, my stepdad got arrested for something awful. I want to know what it was. And after all the financial problems that followed, including spending money on the new baby after he was born with birth defects, we ended up getting evicted. We had to move into a 2-bedroom council apartment with me sharing the largest bedroom with the 2 eldest sisters and my nephew, my other siblings sharing the other bedroom, and my mom sleeping in the living room. My mom works 2 minimum wage jobs and made me get a second job too, even with my exams coming up, yet she's fine with my stepsister staying home all day after dropping out of school. We can afford necessities like food and heating, but we've had to cut back on basically everything else. After I got my inheritance, my mom begged me to use it to help out our family, and I refused. The thing is, my father and his parents were American, and while the rest of my family are English and don't even have passports, it's not like they can go live on the properties. I plan on using the money to pay for university, and afterwards, travel the world and experience new cultures. I've always loved animals, and I want to follow my passions and open a cat cafe without having to worry about money. My family wants me to sell the property I inherited and buy a house in this country for them to live in, as well as another second house for my sister and her son. I promised I'd help them buy groceries and rent a better apartment, but it shouldn't be my responsibility to take care of them. It was my name in the will, not theirs. My stepsister is especially furious with me and says it's unfair that I get a fairy tale ending even though her life was harder than mine. Everyone thinks I'm wasting my money on my wants and ignoring their needs, so am I the asshole?
I don't think she is.
Fuck.
She's 18.
Just turned 18. Okay. Here's the thing. I agree. It's her money to do with as she pleases. But when I tell you, if I was riding the fucking struggle bus and my child was like, sorry, y'all, good luck on the foreclosure. Come check out my cat cafe. I would fucking lose my mind. A cat cafe, come the fuck on.
I know.
Come on, dude.
I know.
I think it's because it's like one of those things where it's like, sorry, and no disrespect to our listeners, but if you are 18 years old, rarely do I think you are in a position where you have, like, the idea of going and starting a cat cafe. It's like, okay, that's not actually going to bring you in money. That's like, there's not a high ROI on that. Right. But it's like, I think it would just be hard as a parent to watch that. And I think I don't think, especially, I'm like, you do not have to buy your fucking stepsister a house because her life didn't pan out the way she planned it. It's like, I would help out my mom, or I'd be like,
of course,
I'm going to give you enough for a down payment on a house or something.
Right. But to have to shell it out to her step siblings and her stepdad who was awful to her, no. But I do understand the like, well, honey, maybe opening a cat cafe is not it. Like, maybe, spend it on a university and then buy yourself a house that can be your forever home and then invest the rest or whatever. But
she's going to run through the money. She's like, I want to go travel the world and do that. Which, you know what? Fucking good. Great. Go travel the world. Get that experience. That's amazing. But I know, I was just like thinking, I'm like, if this was my child, though, and they were like,
fuck.
Good luck in your apartment, babe. I'm going to go open the cat cafe. I'd be like, honey, I'm going to burn that fucker to the ground. Okay. Oh, God. Once again, I think we're the assholes.
Probably. Most likely,
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Sorry. It's crazy.
It's just, yeah.
It's crazy. Well, I'm up first this week. Do you got a little side bitch for us?
I do. I pulled two. Pulled a real one, but then this one is also a real one. It was just another fucking unfortunate last name. It was Harry J. Nipple. But so I'm not going to read his.
Why?
I pulled it. Okay, well, it just says the obituary's from December 4th, 1902, and it just says obituary, nipple. And then it says, Harry J. Nipple, aged 43, died at his home this morning at 1:35 o'clock after an illness of 3 weeks with typhoid fever. Mr. Nipple had been a resident of the city for the past 13 years, and his last employment has been as storekeeper for the division roadmaster of the Great Western. He leaves a wife and 2 sons, Clarence and Ralph, and 4 stepchildren, 3 brothers whose addresses are unknown also. You know what? I'm actually going to leave it with the nipple.
No, I think that was a great side bitch.
Free the nipple.
Free the nipple. I love it. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to tell you what had me scanning in my coffin this week.
Scanning? Okay.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. What had you scanning in your coffin this week?
I'm very excited for my coffin spinner this week, Madison, because it has been requested so many times. People are always sending us stuff about this, and it's honestly pretty genius. Come back with me to 2020.
I don't want to.
Scary, huh?
Scary time.
A massive pandemic. Nobody knows what's going on. Months go by. All of our favorite restaurants are closed down. Mm-hmm. Eventually, they open for takeout. Some more time passes and you sit down, and that's when the server hits you with the news that sent a lot of people over the age of 40 into a panic. We no longer have menus here. Please scan this QR code.
I hated the QR code at the restaurant.
Nobody knows what to do. People open up their cameras. They try and catch the right lighting for this link to appear. And this is the future. We're in a dystopia. There's no turning back. And I agree with you, Madison. I am a physical menu person.
Yes.
I want to hold that sucker in my hands.
Even more points if they have it in like a nice booklet, like a hardcover.
Oh, yeah. When I used to work at a restaurant, I was in charge of like pulling out the menus and sliding them back in and cleaning them off.
Wow, my hero.
But I'm very anti QR coded menus, except I will say there is convenience. There's a few restaurants, like we went to that place Drake's in Oakland, and
Where you can order.
Yeah, where you can order from the QR code, and everyone can order separately, and it makes it easy if you're in like a big group of people or you're with like other couples, because it's, you know, it's like there's no I'll get it or I'll get it. It's just like you just get what you get.
Yeah.
However, I love the idea of having a QR code on a gravestone.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, this is the future that I'm here for. As you and I and all of our listeners are familiar, a gravestone only gives you so much information about a person. It's usually, you know, some sort of title, name.
Unless you're in Romania.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless you're at the Mary Cemetery and you don't get a whole lot of information about a person from their gravestone. And this is why I think these are so cool, but not always. Okay.
I think I've only seen one example of like, and it was sweet. It was like grandparents dancing when you like scan the QR code.
So here's my 2 cents. I like the idea of having one that can magnetically or otherwise stick to a grave, but some look really cheesy. There's some that are just a large QR code. And
like the whole grave is?
Yeah, and I feel like that's very permanent to have on your headstone. It's not very aesthetic. I think about the future too, like when QR codes aren't a thing anymore. I don't know.
Right.
But let's talk about what these are, how they started, what they do. So a QR code, if you don't know, is essentially like a barcode, but with more information stored behind them. And we see them everywhere nowadays. So it was only a matter of time until they made their way into the death space. I remember one of my old jobs, this like company came in and they had us put QR codes on our business cards. And I was like, that is crazy. But it was also before cameras could read QR codes on your phone. So you had to like download special apps on your phone to be able to read a QR code. I'm like, no one's going to do that.
Right.
But as far as funerary use goes involving QR codes, a company named Ishinoko, which translates to the voice of stone in Japanese, in the Yamanashi Prefecture, Japan, they started selling tombstones with QR codes back in 2008 that were produced by IT Design, where the code leads to a virtual grave site of the deceased, it says. And other companies, like a Wisconsin-based company called Interactive Headstones, have also started incorporating QR codes into tombstones. And the Jewish cemetery of La Paz in Uruguay has implemented QR codes for tombstones as well, which is cool. But there's a main company that I kept coming across called Acquiring Monuments that seems to hold the registered trademark for what they call living headstones here in the United States. And on their website, they say, quote, cemetery headstones haven't changed much in 5,000 years until now. Acquiring Monuments is pleased to introduce an innovative approach to memorialization. While technology has allowed for more mobility, it has also increased the separation of families worldwide. What hasn't changed is our desire to keep memories of loved ones alive for future generations. Acquiring has created a new type of headstone which connects families regardless of where they live. Our Living Headstones memorial blends the timeless tradition of granite headstones with the newest technology available. We provide an interactive living memorial that is a legacy for future generations. And I'm going to play you a quick video from their website.
Cemetery headstones have not changed appreciably in the past 5,000 years. For the past 110 years, the Acquiring family of artists and craftsmen have been designing original stories in stone to help families express their love, preserve their family heritage, and work through the grieving process. Today, our mobile population has further increased the separation of families worldwide. What hasn't changed over the centuries, though, is our desire to keep the memory of loved ones alive for generations yet to come. Acquiring Monuments is now pleased to introduce an innovative new approach to memorialization, the living headstone. Acquiring has created a new type of headstone, which connects people regardless of where they reside. Our living headstone memorial blends the timeless traditional value of granite headstones with the newest technology available to provide an interactive, living memorial legacy for future generations. Similar to a personal Facebook page, a living headstone archive site contains information you and friends can add about your loved one, such as an obituary, family heritage and history, photos, comments by friends and relatives, and even a map to locate the memorial in the cemetery. Acquiring monuments can add a link onto the memorial, which enables users of smartphones and mobile devices to scan and automatically connect to a personalized website, which contains family information in a virtual archive that will remain accessible for future generations. It can be viewed on the mobile device as visitors wander through the cemetery, or by simply typing in a unique web address into your computer internet browser. Although others may view the information, only visitors authorized by the family administrator can post information on the web page. This link can be applied to new or existing cemetery headstones, mausoleum shutters, cremation urns, garden benches, or as an addition to a public memorial. In situations where cremated remains were previously scattered, a miniature memorial plaque with a digital link is available for display in your home or garden, or even on a field stone in a green burial cemetery. Bring your headstone to life and share the memories of a loved one forever.
I love that.
Wasn't it so relaxing with the music
I felt like I was in school.
Uh-huh. Like a school, yeah.
Okay, I think that those look so nice. They look like your average classy.
And you see how they kind of like
marble
magnetic
headstone.
put it on? Like it looks nice.
Okay, I have two more things to say. As a nosy person,
Mm-hmm.
I love a QR code. I want to know who is right under me.
Yes.
I want to know their whole life story.
Yep.
I want to see their obituary. I want to see photos. I want to know. Also, in that video, I love that they showed grandparents
With an iPad.
with an iPad at the cemetery using the QR code with their iPad.
I love it. I love it. I think it's really sweet. And as far as pricing goes, it's pretty affordable. The price of one living headstones and a lifetime subscription to the personal webpage, like their version of Facebook, is $125 with the purchase of each headstone or monument. But the price of it like attaching it to an existing headstone is $156. So it feels very fair.
Very fair.
I think the concept of it overall is really cool. I also think it's an opportunity for hilarity to ensue because I was thinking of all the different pranks you could do, like have them scan it and like it's like a scare pop up.
Totally. Well, I was thinking, those like frames that I actually love. I gave one to my parents, like one
like
of
the
those
frame TV thing, or no, like the frames you put on the wall.
And you can like
we did ads for them.
Yeah, and we can you can upload pictures, and
Yes.
I got all my siblings on board, and my parents love it. But you put the wrong person, you get the wrong family member who has the code or whatever to get into their photos, and there's going to be dicks everywhere.
Well, I was also thinking even more into the future. Like, what if eventually with advancements in AI and augmented reality, if you could have like a hologram of the person come up and have a conversation with them and or they tell you about themselves, tell you about their story. You know what I mean?
Okay, remember on the Kardashians?
Okay.
Were you going to...
Kanye West, when he
Yes.
got Kim Kardashian a hologram of her dad for her birthday one year.
I thought it was so sweet. So many people thought it was awful.
I think Kanye West is a very manipulative person. I don't think he's a great guy.
Let's take him out of it.
Sure, but I think it was a sweet sentiment, and I do think he is very future. Speaking of, I saw a Cybertruck today. I took a picture of it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was driving down the street.
They're real?
It was actually. Let me. I can't show you. I'll show you. My phone's in the other room, but it was actually really cool to see one in person.
Did it look cool or?
I'm not. I like old cars.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like what Teslas look like in general.
Okay.
And I wasn't a fan of what they looked like online. In person, I will say it looked kind of sick.
Really?
It looks kind of sick, yeah. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't want one because I don't trust those electric cars any.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought it looked pretty sick.
Kind of freaky, I bet, seeing driving.
It was cool. Some young guy driving in it too, and I was like, "All right, dude."
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking looking. Like I shamelessly pulled out my phone too, and I was like, "Boop," taking a picture. I was at a stoplight. Thank you.
Pulled out your iPad.
Yeah, I pulled out my iPad. Scanned his QR code. But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool. But I totally thought of the Kardashian thing, but I don't want to gush on that too much because I'm working currently on a hologram episode.
Oh, okay.
So look forward to that probably next week.
For obituary?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the QR codes are super cool. And I'll be honest, like initially, like when I saw them, I was like, oh, that's a good idea, but it seems kind of cheesy, whatever. Mm-hmm. And like there is definitely a cheesy aspect to it. Like in that video, like some of the footage, you're like, okay. But I think it's a cool way to get to know people. And there's a lot of people like us who I think really enjoy walking around mausoleums and seeing all the different tombstones. And how cool would it be? Because sometimes we see people's, gravestones or whatever. And we're like, wow, these are so beautiful, or like the headstone, it's so pretty, or there's like a unique design to it, and you're like, I wonder what that person's story is, or like what their deal
absolutely.
is. And how cool would it be to be able to just scan your phone and know?
When somebody dies, we want to keep their memory alive.
Yeah.
And like, what better way to do that than
totally
do a QR code and we can see.
Yes.
We can know that person.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
100%.
Love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I will tell you what you'll tell me what had you spinning in your coffin.
Okay.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week, my girlfriend? my Pookie.
Pookie. Well, I'm not going to lie, Geoffs. I was pretty bummed writing and researching this coffin spinner.
Okay.
It's probably my least favorite subject, infant death.
Oh, yeah.
However, I stumbled upon something known as a cuddle cot, and while this could be a hard coffin spinner to get through for people, I believe, knowing your options for everything when it comes to death is so important, and unfortunately, the death of a baby is something some people have to go through.
Yeah, we'll put like a trigger warning for infant loss.
Yes, I was going to just say trigger warning for Geoffs, and we totally understand if you want to fast forward. However, it is very insightful. Now, for the rest of you, a cuddle cot is basically a cooling system that was designed to help families who have experienced the loss of a baby.
A cooling system?
It's a cooling system. So it preserves the baby for a number of days, giving families time to grieve and create memories with their little one. We'll get into exactly how it works and operates, but I was really shocked by a quote that I read from the New York Times in 2019. They did a whole article on a cuddle cot, but they said, quote, when a baby dies before it's born or shortly thereafter, parents are often alone in a hospital with a limited source of comfort and little, if any, opportunity to say goodbye to the baby or babies. It goes on further down talking about a study from the University of Michigan that took a look at 377 women who had lost their babies soon after birth or whose babies were stillborn. And they said, quote, 18 women whose babies had died reported that they didn't get to see them. 36 did not get to hold their infants.
Oh my God.
And 34 reported that they were told they could not hold them. So to me, that feels absolutely fucking awful. Obviously, death of anyone is inevitable, but if I just gave birth to a baby or my baby passed early on, you would probably have to pry them away from me,
Well, I think there's like also just a primal instinct of like, that's my baby. Like, that's horrible. I mean, there's truly nothing that I can picture being more devastating than losing
a child or a baby. Yeah, exactly. I know. I would assume that that's one of the hardest things about losing a baby too, is the loss of time.
Yeah.
And it seems like in many instances, many families don't get any time with their baby. So the cuddle cot and some similar devices ensure that you can cool your baby enough and keep them cool for days, giving people back a little bit of precious time to take them home and bond.
What do they look like?
So the cuddle cot is basically like a cooling pad that has an insulated hose attached to it. And then the hose is attached to like a little portable cooling unit. The cooling pad can be placed in any type of crib, bed, basket, car seat, I read. However, the cuddle cot makes a Moses basket that the whole unit is like perfectly fit to as well. And the cot comes in 2 different sizes, full term and premature.
God.
Cuddle Cot's website talks about how the cot will cool a baby to the appropriate temperature to stave off decomposition. They don't mention the word decomposition, but that's,
what's inferred.
But not too cold to where you can't hold the baby and cuddle them. So I did research because there are a lot of different cooling systems out there. For instance, there's one that I was going to talk about later, but I'll talk about now. It's called the Carrying Cradle, and it's kind of similar to a cooling cot, but it's like an actual cradle, whereas the cuddle cot is like a pad that you can put into a cradle.
I almost pictured like a little chamber or something, like almost like a bassinet with like a glass cover or something.
No, there are some, I think, kind of like that. I don't know about like the cover, but like, yeah, that you have to keep the baby in there. But the cuddle cot is like it's like just an insulated pad that stays really cool. So you can wrap your baby, hold it in your arms. The system really does seem incredible. I read on their website that it gives grieving parents an opportunity to, like I said, bond, create memories, also bathe and dress their baby. I read too in another article how it's really discreet. The system is incredibly quiet and only weighs about 8 pounds. So you can put your baby in the stroller, take them for walks, and even use a car seat, like I said. And I do just have to pause because I know that it can sound weird to some people. Like, this is a deceased baby and you're taking it on walks and treating it as if it were alive.
Right.
However, as we know, grief is a fucking wild place to be. And we hear so many stories about people feeling out of control when it comes to decisions regarding their own death plans or loved ones' death plans. So if this can give parents back a little control, I'm all for it. And there's nothing weird about a dead body. It's the most natural thing.
It's also changed a lot because I know in previous generations, like our parents' generations, there's a lot of family members who like you'll find out, oh, they lost a child prematurely or right after they were born, and it's not really talked about. But then you have our generation, and I know someone personally who did a whole photo shoot and posted photos of everything and was so open about their journey. It's one of those things where, yeah, grief is really fucked up. Who knows how you would react? And it obviously, not even to sound insensitive, but it feels like a strange thing. Like, oh my God, why would they just post these pictures? Like, because it feels so shocking.
Right.
But who knows until you're in that
until
situation.
You're in that, yeah.
And it's because it's something that is normally not talked about.
Yeah. I don't mean to say nobody wants to see that, but nobody who loves you wants to see you going through that.
Right.
Or like posting that.
I do think it's shocking to just post.
That can be a little wild.
Well, I mean, I would imagine too, if you were somebody who maybe you had just experienced a child loss or something, it would probably be really upsetting or triggering to see. But yeah, it's also like,
it is what it is.
It's what it is. Yeah.
It's death. It's very natural. It sucks. Oh, also, their website says that it doesn't use like the normal harmful refrigeration gas to power the machine, so it's environmentally friendly.
Oh, nice.
Well, Cuddle Cot says that they believe the cot should be used for about 3 to 5 days. However, it's really up to the parents. Cuddle cots are used from anywhere between premature babies to up to 1 year old. The price.
It just makes me so sad.
I know.
All of it. I know. Sorry. I know it's natural.
But it doesn't just because something's natural doesn't mean we're okay with it
I
either.
know.
Like, it sucks. These units are pretty pricey. They're anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. And some hospitals do have a few on hand, but they obviously aren't guaranteed and unfortunately may be in use when you may need it. But the story behind Cuddle Cot is really what pulled me in and opened my eyes to it. The co-creator sat down for an interview with YouTube channel called Ashley's Embrace that I'll link, but his name is Steve Higgins and he lives in the UK and was originally working on a cooling pad for obese and bariatric deceased people. While he was working on that with his partner, a woman came to him asking if there was anything that he could do for her. She had a baby who had passed, and the only time that she got to see him or spend time with him was the night before the funeral, because the funeral director allowed her to take the coffin home the night before. So within a few months, they had the Cuddle Cot prototype done and worked super closely with a hospital in Birmingham who let families actually try it out. And he and his business partner got a shit ton of pushback in the beginning. It didn't seem like people liked the idea of spending time with your deceased baby. However, opinions did start to change the more families got to use them. The interviewers shared their story of loss. They had a baby that they lost. The wife, it gave me chills. She never got to experience a cuddle cot. She lost her baby and that was it. She said that she had to Google how to come home to an empty nursery.
Oh, I just got full body chills.
Yeah. And she was upset that her hospital didn't have one and that they didn't even know something like this existed at the time, because she believes it was something that would have helped in the grieving process.
God, breaks my heart.
It's so sad. Steve Higgins said something when he was talking about all the resistance and the whys that I agree with. He said, families now get to make their own choice, and that's the way it should be. Every hospital in the UK now has about 2 cuddle cots per facility, and the hospitals now in the UK, they are to ask the families 2 to 3 times if they would like to see their baby. If yes, then they are asked if they would like to take the baby home, and then either they give them the cuddle cot or they make an effort to talk to a local funeral director or hospice. So it's even changing like hospital like protocol. Steve is now really working on the US, and he was saying that there aren't many state laws that he and his team found that say you can't bring your baby home. It's just more hospital policies that need to change. So he is working closely again with funeral directors here in the US and hospice care to get cuddle cots. Right now, I think generally each hospital here, most have at least one type of cooling system, but unfortunately, that's not enough. And he also said, like, basically there's someone in the hospital that if one system is already in use, has to say to a grieving family, I'm sorry, we don't have another cuddle cot, so you can't use it. And the longest use of a cuddle cot for one baby that he remembers was a family that took the baby home for 3 weeks because that's what they needed. Now, I went on their website just to get some testimonials. And there's one from the UK that says, it was only after we said goodbye that I fully appreciated how vital the cuddle cot was for us. If we didn't have it, then we would not have been able to create such precious memories. I am eternally grateful for the cuddle cot, and I believe that it is vital for all bereaved families to have access to one. And then there was another testimonial that said, I can't even explain how helpful the cuddle cot was to us. We have memories with our daughter that we never would have had. We got to hold her, kiss her, change her, take pictures with her, spend the night with her, just love her as our child. Time is a precious thing, and we were so thankful that our hospital had a cuddle cot. Lastly, I just want to touch on one instance that pertains to not having enough cuddle cots available in a hospital. There was a couple, their names were Sam and Alice Taylor, and Alice, the mom, already had one son, but she gave birth to another named Thomas. Thomas, at about 9 days old, had a temperature, and so they took him to the hospital, and his condition didn't improve, it only worsened, and at about 12 years old, Thomas had a viral infection and suffered from cardiac arrest, and he passed away on November 22nd, 2022. The hospital that they were at was all out of cuddle cots, but Alice and Sam knew that they wanted more time with Thomas, so the hospital staff advised them to make a makeshift cuddle cot using frozen peas. So Alice and Sam felt grief-stricken and also extremely bizarre doing this, but they felt in their hearts it was right. Like they wanted to bring the baby home.
Right.
The family was able to create precious memories with Thomas, including allowing his big brother to spend time with him, and they made handprints and just created some memories. Alice and Sam felt like the hospital staff, despite not having an extra cuddle cot, were absolutely amazing. So Alice started a GoFundMe to get another cuddle cot for that hospital. The article doesn't say how long they kept Thomas home with them, but they were able to pull it off with frozen peas. But again, I really, really love the idea of a cuddle cot because I love the idea of having a lot of choices to help in any type of grieving process. And I don't know if this would be the route that I would necessarily take. I don't know, but I would really appreciate having the option.
I think so too. I was just looking at their website just because I wanted to get a better idea of what they look like, and you can donate them to your local hospital. So if you have the funds available, we're gonna
donate one.
We're gonna look into how we can donate one to our local hospital because I mean, man, that's just something everybody should have as an option.
Yeah, and the creator was like, I hope nobody ever has to use it, but like there needs to be
It happens. Life, unfortunately, happens.
I did feel a sense of not happiness, obviously, but like it's really cool to see things like this available and becoming more mainstream because, and it really is kind of a callback, like you were saying, to like back in the day. Like if you had a baby, you'd keep them in the home and or like the Victorian era, like they had those dolls, whatever you got to do to grieve.
I never want us, to come off like we're like, oh my God, that's so weird, well, sometimes on this show for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like we're so unfamiliar, I think, with that.
We're very lucky to be unfamiliar with that.
Yeah. And I think it's just got to be one of the hardest things imaginable. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if anyone has an experience with that,
and they feel like it could be therapeutic to share, then please do.
And also, if you are in Los Angeles and you work at a hospital in Los Angeles.
Yes. If you're like, we use our cuddle cot a lot, unfortunately, we need another, like, please let us know.
Write to us, please. For real.
Yep.
For real. God.
So that's that. A little heavy, but sometimes we gotta do it.
Yeah.
It's life. Should we move into some obituaries?
Let's do it. So all the cult babes, you already know this is going to sound pretty familiar to you because we have done all kinds of talks about this in the past. But I have an article that says snake bite is fatal despite man's faith.
Oh, okay.
This is from Greenville, Tennessee, and it says a relative of a man bitten while handling poisonous snakes in a religious ceremony says she begged him to go to the hospital, but he refused, believing God would not let him die.
Well, I got news for you, honey.
Yeah. Charles Prince died Monday morning after fighting off the effects of the snake's venom for 36 hours. The North Carolina bait shop owner was bitten last Saturday in the small apostolic church of God near the eastern Tennessee mountain city. He held his faith to the end, the relative who requested anonymity told the Citizen Times of Asheville, North Carolina on Monday. When he knew death was imminent, his eyes rolled back, and I asked him, "Do you know I love you?" And he nodded his head. I asked him, "Do you have peace with God?" He nodded his head. It was a firm nod. As he got worse, he started saying over and over, "Have mercy, Lord." Then his words started running together. It was a horrible death. There was not a more honest person. Prince, who handled snakes as a sign of religious faith, slipped in and out of consciousness until he died, the relative said. His arms swelled and turned black, and he became stiff and felt dead, she said. Grady Henry, 74, who lived with Prince, was at the church and saw the snake bite him. Henry, the grandfather of Prince's wife, said Prince was handling several snakes during the service when one of the reptiles, a 4-foot rattler, bit him 3 or 4 times on the hand. Prince continued with the service and drank strychnine after he was bitten. Henry said after the service, Prince became ill and was taken to the home of one of the worshippers. His condition grew worse, and members of the congregations gathered to pray over him. Henry said Prince's death was the Lord's will, and he said, "We're just put here for so long a time. When the Lord gets ready to take us away, we're gone." Prince told a reporter during a snake handling service on July 6 near Morristown that he expected to die practicing his religion. He also said he expected to be persecuted for his faith. He said he had been bitten 8 times before by snakes in other services, but never suffered ill effects. Prince's snake handling services drew national publicity early this summer. On July 7th, he and fellow believers from 3 states clashed with Haywood County deputies who tried to stop his open-air religious service. Deputies and Haywood County Sheriff Jack Arrington confiscated 4 boxes of poisonous snakes and killed 1 reptile when worshippers pulled it from a hiding place and began using it in their service.
God.
Wild. On August 4th, Arrington was bitten by a rattlesnake while trying to stop snake handling at another of Prince's services, and he spent a week in the Haywood County Hospital recovering from the bite and has been recuperating at home. Prince faced up to 18 months in prison for 2 misdemeanor counts of handling reptiles of a poisonous nature, and 1 count of resisting and delaying officers were filed after the August 4th service. He was released on $700 bond with his first court appearance scheduled for August 26. Gail Collier, sheriff of Greene County for 11 years, said snake handling in religious services is not illegal in Tennessee as long as they don't endanger anyone.
Oh, fuck. It sounds like my worst nightmare.
Oh, you would... First of all,
A church service, first of all. No. Second of all...
She hasn't walked with him yet. But...
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
But the
and
snakes?
snakes?
Oh.
Fuck that. Fuck all the way off with that.
It happens more than you'd think.
I mean, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I'm sorry that man passed away, but...
Oh, well, you know what? He didn't have to.
He didn't have... Yeah.
He didn't. That was a choice.
That was a choice.
So.
Yep.
There you go.
Well, I thought I would lighten the mood with an obituary from the New York Times, and it's a long one, so I'm going into just kind of the obituary part. You guys will understand. William Post was born on June 27th, 1927 in Grand Rapids. He was one of 7 children born to Henry Post and Joanna Jungsta, Dutch immigrants. His father, who was self-employed, drove a truck that hauled away the ashes from residential coal furnaces. William attended Grand Rapids Christian High School while working part-time washing trucks at the Heckman Biscuit Company. A year after his graduation in 1945, he was drafted into the Army Air Corps and served in occupied Japan. After completing his military service, he returned to his part-time job, began studying at Calvin College, and married Florence Schutt, who died in 2020 after 72 years of marriage. Mr. Post left college in 1950 and became a full-time personal manager at Heckman, which later became part of the Keebler Company. When Kellogg's approached Mr. Post in 1964, he was managing Heckman's plant in Grand Rapids. At the time, Kellogg's competitor, Post, was creating a toaster pastry called Country Squares, later named Toastum Pop-Ups. Executives from Kellogg's, which sold cereal, asked Mr. Post if his plant would have the capacity to create a similar product. Being the absolute positive person that he was, his son Dan recalled, he said, "Absolutely, give me 2 weeks." There were many naysayers, and some of his friends said Pop-Tarts were not such a good idea.
The Pop-Tart?
He invented the Pop-Tart, guys.
Oh my God. Love his work.
Oh God, do I love his work. That's what put me over the edge. He ignored them and put together a team to create what Kellogg's wanted. During those 2 weeks, his son said he offered prototypes to his children at various stages of the product's development. I would have loved to be his kid.
Oh, shit. Imagine. Papa's home with the Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love it.
They went from cardboard to a pastry. He would bring samples home almost daily and say, "Kids, try these." We'd say, "This isn't so great." After 2 weeks, we said, "Hey, these are pretty good." After Mr. Post took the recipe to Kellogg's, the company sold its first shipment to Cleveland. Kellogg's had originally considered calling Pop-Tarts fruit scones, but their final name, coined by Kellogg's executive, was inspired by the pop culture movement of the day, pop art, which I never knew.
I didn't know that.
Pop art?
No.
The earliest Pop-Tarts were not frosted. The icing was added a few years later when Mr. Post came up with the idea.
Oh, God, good move, because there was nothing more disappointing. You ever opened a pack and there's like frosting missing from one?
Oh my God.
Please.
There was a moment last year where I was buying strawberry ones and some more ones and eating them like just, this is normal. This is my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I said to our superintendent, hey, why don't you take some Pop-Tarts and run them under the icer, Mr. Post said. He faced skeptics who believed that the icing would melt in the toaster.
Oh, fuck you, skeptics.
Yeah, but it did not. The decision to make all 4 flavors iced took one day. As Pop-Tarts became an increasingly important part of his work, Mr. Post moved to Illinois in 1967 to begin working at the corporate offices of Keebler, where he became senior vice president. He retired at 56, but he continued working as a consultant for Kellogg's until he was 76.
Wow.
He was also involved in his church and served as a board member for schools, churches, and local YMCA. In addition to his son, Mr. Post is survived by his daughter, Rachel, 4 grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren. So there you go. I wonder if he's buried with
A Pop-Tart?
a Pop-Tart.
His tombstone should be a Pop-Tart.
It should be. Oh, well, rest in peace. You know when you see a picture of someone and they have such a friendly smile?
Does he look like that? Let's see. Do you have a picture?
He kind of looks like a little Keebler elf, maybe.
Oh, that's a happy guy. That is who I would expect. That's Papa Pop-Tart, and I love him.
He's so cute.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace.
Well, we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
And that means it's time for some dumb
Ass.
criminals.
Criminals.
What are you, delayed?
I'm thinking about Pop-Tarts, bitch. I'm hungry.
How about a Pop-Tart flavored vape?
Got it.
Little Pop-Tart elf bar?
Try
Huh?
to eat it.
Okay, well, listen to this story from Florida, of all places. I know.
Are you kidding me?
This is July 2023. This is fucking wild. A Florida woman was arrested. This is from NBC News.
Oh my God, that never happens there.
During a fight over vape pens and alcohol on July 4th, according to Bay County Sheriff's Office.
Is this my memoir?
Deputies responded to an assault and battery call at a home in Callaway, a suburb of Panama City, just after midnight. An investigation revealed the incident had occurred at a house party next door at 6526 Oloki Street that was thrown by unsupervised minors. When a fight kicked off between several men at the house party, 23-year-old Macy Reagan attempted to leave and walk to her home next door, the sheriff's office said in a news release. It was then that Dixie Stiles, 18, confronted Reagan.
That's a great name.
Confronted Reagan and accused her of stealing vapes and alcohol.
Ooh.
Reagan allegedly pulled out a 9mm gun from her waistband, which Stiles shoved out of the way. A physical altercation ensued, and Reagan ended up biting the top of Stiles' ear off, and the sheriff's office said in the release. The woman received multiple bruises and lacerations in the fight, and Stiles' ear was unable to be reattached, the sheriff's office said.
Oh my God.
Both women were arrested. Stiles was charged with battery, while Reagan was charged with felony battery causing bodily harm.
Sounds like some debutantes to me. Some lovely, classy people.
High society.
Wow.
Biting someone's ear off for a vape accusation is, I love it.
It's
culture.
a
It's
la
the moment.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I have a man from North Carolina, actually, which
Okay.
I feel like we haven't covered a story from there.
Not in a while, at least.
His name is Cameron Mitchell, and he tried to sell crack cocaine to an undercover officer. Okay.
We've all been there.
The undercover officer and him were in a convenience store, and they were trying to come up, negotiating a good price for the crack.
Sure.
They agreed on $20, and he delivered. However, Police soon intervened and arrested Cameron, especially when the substance tested negative for narcotics. Now, what could it be? I mean, do you remember in like high school, like oregano?
People do oregano. People do baby laxatives a lot for cocaine. People
Like cut it with it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Baby laxatives and powdered Oragel. It's like
Oh.
weird. I don't know why.
All right. Well,
So I've heard. I know why, because I shit my pants in a Barnes & Noble because of it. You know what you did, and I won't forget.
I love it. Okay, so Cameron finally confesses that the substances were not drugs. Can you guess what they may have been?
Crack?
Yeah.
I mean, crack rocks kind of yellowish, right? Yellow-white-ish. Teeth?
Nope.
Popcorn? I don't know.
Close.
Popcorn kernels?
No.
Pop rocks?
Pop-Tarts.
No.
It was Pop-Tarts.
How does Pop-Tarts look like crack, though?
Well, it's kind of that bready, like yellow off-white color.
Okay.
And he was selling that to people, calling it crack, which Pop-Tarts are kind of crack, okay? However, now he faces charges for creating and selling a counterfeit controlled substance. So it fucked him over either way.
Oh, come on. It was just a little Pop-Tart.
The flavor, we still don't know. It remains unknown. But yeah, you can't even sell counterfeit stuff anymore.
God. I was just so funny that you said that because I saw a video online this morning, I think, of Kelly Osbourne talking to her mom on their podcast. And she was talking about how I guess Jack Osbourne back in high school used to buy dried mushrooms from like Gelson's.
Oh, no.
And sell it as like shrooms to kids.
Smart.
Oh, God. Everyone does dumb things.
I know.
Teenagers. Well, and grown men, I guess, too.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do a P.O. Box trip. We need to get there. But we've just been busy, okay? We got a lot going on. We're headed out to Chicago.
We are. We are so excited for that for your birthday.
So excited. It's going to be a real blast. So if you see us on the streets, say your hellos.
Yes.
But that, I think, is where we'll leave it for the week. As always, if you want to keep up, you can follow up everything online. All our information's on our website, obituarypodcast.com. And
buy our book, you guys.
book, The Big Hot Book of Death. It's the biggest, hottest book of the year, we're told.
We are told, okay? So
By each other.
yeah, exactly. By each other. prh.com/obituary is where you can find all the ways to buy it.
All the ways. And we will see you next week for some more coffin spinners.
Obituaries.
And dumb
Ass.
criminals. Just love you guys. Just really love you guys.
Really love you guys.
We don't say it
Very
enough.
grateful.
Really love you guys. So grateful for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.